Hello. Hello. So in the last couple of years I've been super reliant on third-party plugins. So I have basically decided to challenge myself to write a punk rock song using only Logic's built-in plugins. So that means no guitar amplifiers, no bass amplifiers, only DI guitars and DI bass. And I'm using Logic's built-in drum kit and everything. I'm not allowed to use a single third-party plugin. So first, here we go, the song. Okay, here we are Logic again. I'm using the standard Logic drum kit. I used the kick drum number 1, so the blue one, and then toms, the standard ones. Changed nothing. Then the black snare. Nothing changed there either. So just standard drum kit, and it sounds like this when played. Let's solve the drum track. Okay, so then I started out with focusing on the kick drum itself. So I added compression first. So this is the kick drum. I wanted to compress it with like -3, -4 dBs. So 23 millisecond attack. So just sort of the main part of the attack of the kick drum is being let through, and then it compresses the rest. And then very short release time. 4.1 ratio, and then setting the threshold so it compresses about -3, -4. So yeah, that's it. And then after that I wanted to add it so that it became more clicky. So here we go. So a lot more clicky. And then after that I had sends. So I have a drum reverb and I have a drum room, and then I have a special bass trick here. So we're starting out with the send here, to bus number 3, and that's a drum reverb. And the drum reverb is the big drums preset from Space Designer. So it sounds like this. So not a lot of reverb there. Then the second send on the kick drum goes to a muted bus here, and it's controlling a compressor on the bass track basically. So then we go on to the snare. The snare sounds like this. And they did the same compression on this one as well. Similar settings, just to basically smack it down a bit. And then I wanted to add more air to the snare, so there we go, more air. And then I sent it to another bus here, not the same as the kick drum. I sent it to a drum room mic, or bus. So it's basically creating a fake room for the snare, or for the drums in general. And then I just added in Space Designer on that bus, I added drum booth 4. So it sounds like this. It's not a lot, but it's still there. It's making some difference. And then the drum room is just compressed a little bit. For basically the parts where all the instruments are kicking in. And it's also going to the same drum room reverb as the kick drum. and they are all PFL, pre-fader level. So yeah, and then the toms, I did the same compression yet again, first to begin. So okay, I need to have a part where it plays with similar settings, 29 milliseconds attack, and then release a short 10 millisecond release. And then I want to remove some of the bottom and the lower mids on it, so that is what I did here. I'll remove that quite a lot. I sent it to the drum room as well. And then I sent it to the drum reverb. The hi-hat and the cymbal tracks here, I just sent them to the drum room track, and I compressed the hi-hat a little bit because it felt like it needed it. It sort of disappeared a bit, so it needed to be even in volume. And then the final drums sounds like this. Okay, then we moved on and went on to the guitars, and the guitars sounds boring right now. So yeah, I have two main rhythm tracks and then I have two lead tracks. So let's start out with the rhythm tracks. So this is my Gibson Les Paul Studio that I'm using to record the DI. And then the first step, the both tracks are exactly the same. It's an overdrive pedal, so basically doing the tone, the tube scream boost. So no drive, maximum level, and the tone is like 50%. So it sounds like this with it on. And then I added an amplifier, and it's also the same on both tracks. So here we are. I started out with a basic preset, and I set for way more time than I want to admit, and try to dial it in to get something useful. The microphone is just pulled back a bit from the original preset, and I swapped around the EQ a bit. So it sounds like this. And then I hear some annoying frequencies in the guitars. So on the master track, or the track stack here in Logic, I added an EQ. So here we go, the guitars without it. And then here with it. So I just sweeped and found the frequencies that I didn't like, and I cut them out. So that's it. Then we move on to the melody guitar here. Let's focus on that one. And the noise gate was only on during tracking because the guitar was very noisy. And the pedal is exactly the same as on no wait, did I change it? Oh yeah, I changed it. Okay, so I added more drive to it, to the lead track. So it's otherwise it's the same. It's turned up the drive a bit on both tracks. And then the amplifier started out with the same preset as the other one, but I boosted the mids and treble, and the present I kept at the preset's original position, and everything else is the same. SM57 simulation straight on the speaker, and turn up the gain. So that's, now let's hear the sound with just the pedal and the amp sim. And it sort of disappeared in the mix, so I decided to add an echo, so an 8-note echo here. I just didn't change anything except now I managed to scroll with my mouse on it. So yeah, it sounds like this without, and then this with. And really it sounds just way better like that in the mix. So the guitars together. I don't want the lead to stand out that much. I just want it to be sort of an adding effect to it. Then let's go to the bass track here. Solo that bass track. This is my Squire Pete Vance P bass with a Seymour Duncan quarter pounder pickup, just DI. So I started out with adding a bass amp. And I started out with a modern stack preset, and I sort of twisted the knobs until I became sort of happy with the sounds. So this is how it sounds DI. And now with my settings. So I pulled back the mic as well a little bit. So I'm going for that distorted bass thing, but it had some frequencies that I didn't like, so I wanted to add more snarl to it, like a P bass, classic P bass snarl. So this is without EQ. Then with EQ there. So yeah. Then here on the master bus for the bass track, I have this compressor. This compressor reacts with the kick drum. So when the kick is playing, it's compressing the bass in order to leave room in the low end for the kick drum. And after that, I wanted to smash the bass a little bit with a limiter, so I both increased the volume and prevented it from peaking. So it's basically smashed a bit. After that, I had some frequencies that I found annoying, so I sweeped through the frequencies and picked them out. So here we go. I don't know how you can hear, if you hear that on YouTube, but I hear it here with my monitors that it makes a small difference. So yeah, that's the entire mix done. So it sounds like this. But I hear some annoying frequencies, so I did the same again, EQ and sweeped on the master track. So here it is again without. And now here with my sweeping EQ. So this is it, a mix using only Logic's built-in plugins.